What is up? What is up? Fix this music real quick. What's going on, everybody? What's happening? There, is that a little better? Nice. Hoo-wee! I think last week it was like 1,000 subscribers. Now we're about to break 1,500. That's like, it's not quite 500 more because I think it was a little bit over 1,000, but I'll friggin' take it. Thank you, everybody. Really appreciate it. We'll give a couple minutes for people to trickle in here. Give everybody a couple minutes. I gotta check the feed, make sure it's working properly. Yes. How's chat working? Throw a 1 in the chat if you can hear me okay. I did some upgrades. Did some upgrades to the internet. So I had to tweak some things. Hopefully it didn't fuck everything up, because that would suck. Because if it did, I don't know how to fix it right away, so. Let me throw a poll. I'm gonna throw a poll in the chat here. One momento. Let's see. Check my spelling. Not sure if that shows. I don't think that shows on. I don't think that shows on YouTube Shorts, so like the vertical. But I just did a. I just threw a poll up in the chat. Is what are you currently wanting to improve the most in your life? Relationships, career, or just self-improvement? I think those are all valid, to be honest. Those are all valid things. So what we're gonna do tonight, I have two. So first of all, we're just gonna shoot the shit for, I don't know, half an hour, maybe 45 minutes or something like that. And then what we'll do is we'll switch over. I have two segments that I want to talk about. That I think are relatively interesting, and I hopefully can get some engagement out of that. We can go back and forth on those topics. The first topic is going to be about defining success. What does success mean to you? And then the second topic is going to be about basically protecting your time, protecting your free time, saying no to things, not feeling guilty about saying no to things specifically. But we'll talk about those two topics a little bit later. And essentially what I do before I hit those topics is I tell the chat like, hey, I'm about to film this piece, because what I'll do is I'll give a little bit of like a monologue kind of about the topic, and then I use that and I clip that segment and I throw it on the YouTube channel where it becomes like its own standalone full video. So I'll say, hey chat, all right, I'm gonna do this thing, and then so I film it, you know, and then afterwards I come back to the chat and say, hey, all right, what do you guys think, you know, and kind of go back and forth and get some engagement, and it's usually a fun time. It's usually a fun time. Is the music too loud right now, or is it okay? It's okay. It's weird because I can like, I haven't figured out how to do it so that I can hear exactly what other people are hearing, but I hear, you know, I hear it, but I just don't know if it's as loud as you guys do or not. Check a couple things. How's everybody's Thursday night doing? Thursday night going good? I was actually thinking, I saw this thing, so YouTube put out this like I don't know, like this little like email telling people like some of the updates that are coming out, and some of the updates are pretty sweet, like in terms of just like merging these two streams together and under the same title and having one chat, because right now I literally have 3 chat windows. I have 3 chat windows going for 2 different streams because I'm not really sure which. I think I have a duplicate somewhere, but you know what? It is what it is. So one of the things that I'm looking forward to, though, is them having it all combined into one, because that I think will make my life a whole hell of a lot easier. But the other thing I thought was pretty cool is so like when you're looking in your YouTube home feed, you'll see like there's these little games that you can play. And they suggested that you play those on stream, and I was like, you know what, like that'd be kind of cool. Like I should just do a day where, you know, in the middle of the day, like for an hour or something, I pop on, throw up a stream, and just hang out and chill with people and play some of those little stupid games that they have, you know, those little browser games that they have. So yeah, hope everybody's doing good. People are starting to filter in now, which is pretty sweet. How's everybody's night going? It's actually kind of cold in here right now. I turned the heat on, but it's not really doing anything yet. It is what it is. It is what it is. So yeah, if you're on your mobile phone and you're watching the vertical stream, so like you know, through YouTube Shorts or whatever, you won't see this, but I do have a poll up in the chat on the other live stream. Is what are you currently wanting to improve the most in your life? And I put 3 areas: relationships, career, or just general self-improvement. I'd love to kick it off there and get chatting about some of that stuff, because then that'll tie into the topic a little bit later when we're talking about what success is. You know, this is a completely different topic, but there's a streamer, Hassan is his name. and he is super duper famous and super duper successful, but at the same time his life seems pretty miserable. And I think that's always a telltale sign that maybe you're not a super good person. He's in this drama right now where he was live streaming like I am now, and he has like a fairly large dog. I'm not really sure what breed it is, but it's a large dog. Some sort of a mastiff. And it's always off to the side, like off over, over here, like on its little bed. And I guess he has a shock collar on it because it was getting up off the bed during the last stream, and he like yelled at it, and he like reached off camera and zapped the dog with the collar, and the dog yelped, and like he acted surprised, like, whoa, why'd you yelp or whatever. And oh my god, people are going in on him hard, calling him an animal abuser, a dog abuser, all this different stuff. And it's pretty crazy because I mean, people go back and forth on shock collars as training tools and whatnot. So the debate, I don't really have like anything to weigh in on that. But what I do think is funny is he's tried to play it off and lie to his audience and say that it's just a vibrating collar and all this stuff. And he even like showed it on stream, like, yeah, here, here's the collar. He's like holding it and stuff like that. But like, people are detectives, and they zoomed in on the image, and they brought it up and compared it to other collars out there, and turns out it is a shock collar. It does have a vibrate function and it does have a shock function, but the way that he made it sound was that it was like only a collar that can do like the vibrate thing. And so now like all these like super detectives are out there like zooming in, looking at the thing. They're like, oh, look, like this has this little bump right here. It looks like this model over here. And you know what? The bottom line is he really just should have been honest. He should have just been honest with his subscribers, his viewers. I mean, he literally could have said like he pressed the wrong button, like, whoops, my bad. I went to hit the vibrate button. I hit the shock button. My bad, and then got up and like said sorry to the dog or whatever. But now, once you lie, once the internet like even sniffs a lie, oh man, it's over. People will, they'll go to the ends of the earth to figure out that they want to be the one to prove you wrong. You know what I mean? Like they want it so bad, which I think is pretty funny. And I don't really mind him getting in trouble, to be honest, because he's not my favorite person. But at the same time, I mean, Jesus, like, don't lie, bro. Just don't lie. That's all you got to do. Some other streamer, XQC is his name. XQC, he was going in the hardest on this and like being the biggest investigator, because he said he would donate 50K. That's how fucking rich these people are. He'll donate 50K to like an animal shelter if Hassan, the streamer, showed the collar that the dog was wearing. And then so the next stream, Hassan that was when he was showing the collar, but they had the prongs, like the two prongs like removed, and the hole's like taped over with black tape. And so obviously XQC didn't want to spend 50 grand if he didn't have to. So he was like going in super hard. That stream should have been sponsored by Tylenol, basically. Because that was, it's like, holy shit. Talk about having some autistic tendencies. Detect autistic detective skills, we'll call it. Oh my god. What else is going on? Got some supposed peace in the Middle East, I suppose. That's good. If it lasts longer than a couple minutes, I suppose, but you know. So right now in the chat, we got 1 vote for relationships. So again, over in the not vertical live stream, so not on YouTube Shorts, but over in just normal YouTube land, I have a poll in the chat right now. What are you currently wanting to improve most in your life? Relationships, career, self-improvement. Vote. Vote, because I would love to know. And then after that, maybe I'll throw up something else in the chat. Got a couple people watching right now on both streams, so that's cool. Yeah, so I upgraded the internet. Not even really sure I needed to be honest, but I did it anyways. Went from, I think I have fiber, and I went from 100 up, 100 down, and I upped it to 300 up, 300 down, and that allowed me to increase the bit rate a little bit, I guess, and hopefully make things a little bit smoother. But honestly, I'm not really sure that they weren't very smooth before. But I kind of felt like with the multi-streaming to different streams that I kind of needed a little bit more headway, you know, a little bit more wiggle room, I guess you would say. Excuse me. Still kind of getting over the cold a little bit. Overall, it's much better, though. Much better. Much better. What is this doing? No, I don't want to. All of the song. This like website, I can do all sorts of different music and stuff, but it's really just all background stuff. Like, I don't know if I'd want to jam out to this all the time. Sweet. Yeah, so we'll just hang out a little bit longer, chat with you guys, and then we'll get to the part where I do the couple segments, and then we'll go from there. Hopefully chat again after that. Nice. Where's everybody from? So the person that voted for relationships, if you're still in the chat, kind of elaborate on that a little bit. You're looking for, you know, like you're talking about friends and family relationships, romantic relationships, both. Kind of funny one. I can't see like the whole. So far, everybody's voted for relationships, so that's all I can see. It's winning. Let me end that poll. I want to try something else. Kind of messing around with like the tools here. Like, what can I do? You know what I mean? Okay. Oops. Not really sure what this does. I don't know. I don't know what that does, but it's like it's a Q&A. Just says question and answers, but I don't know. Not really sure what that does. But yeah, if you have any good questions, let me know. Started the Q&A. Ask me anything. Maybe I should have actually like put some relevant questions in there for people to piggyback off of. But again, unfortunately, it only shows in one chat right now. So everybody else on the vertical feed isn't going to see it, but we'll see. We shall see. All right, I think I'm in a couple more minutes here. It's almost like 1 or 2 more minutes, then I'm going to jump into the first topic here, which will be defining success, what it means for you in particular, because I honestly think success today has become something it's not supposed to be, I think. You know, it's materialistic, basically, you know? Yeah. Just become very clouded. Actually, just saw a little thing about Bernie Sanders talking about, like, he did a video on artificial intelligence, AI, and how it's basically going to take all of our jobs. And yeah, it probably is. It probably is. So I guess now's the time to define success for yourself, because it's probably going to change dramatically. I would say definitely in the next 20 years. Probably sooner than that, to be honest. I think a lot of people's ideas of success are going to change once some of the materialistic stuff is, I don't know, maybe it'll be like easier to attain, you know, because robots will be making it all. So maybe like everything will get really cheap and you'll be able to afford it. But then again, like, what would you be doing for a job? You know what I mean? Like, if you don't have a job because AI took it, like, how are you going to spend money on anything, no matter how cheap it is? You know? All right. Let's kill this music real quick. Yoink. Pull up my notes here. So we're going to chat about this here in a second. So what I'm about to do is I'm going to get into the first segment, which is pretty much when I go on, when I talk about a topic, but I ignore chat for a little while, so that I can kind of clip it for a YouTube video. And then once it's done, I come back and hopefully we chat about it and you guys can tell me what you think, you know, all that good stuff. So the first topic here, I'll just let you in on a little secret. It's called Redefining Success on Your Terms. I wrote myself some notes to kind of keep me on track a little bit, because sometimes if I rant, I can get off track real quick. So, all right, yeah. So again, if this sounds like, you know, a little bit confusing because it sounds like I'm filming a YouTube video, like, that is what I'm doing. This little segment here is going to be clipped and then uploaded to the main YouTube channel. So like at the end of it, you'll hear me probably like sign off and I'm not really going anywhere. So don't let that confuse you. And then if it sounds like I'm talking, you know, to the camera more than I am to chat, it's exactly what I'm doing. You know, just for this brief, like 5 or 10 minute period. But then afterwards, I want to actually talk to you guys about it. I want to get your feedback and kind of, you know, what do you think? So think of it a little bit as a conversation starter too, but also like I'm just sort of taking care of business at the same time. So let me take a sip. Excuse me, freaking cold. All right. All right, so somewhere along the way, success stopped meaning freedom and it started meaning busyness. We built this weird culture where exhaustion equals effort and effort equals worth. And if you're not tired, you must not be doing enough, right? Like people will call it hustle culture. But here's the thing. If success costs you your peace, it's not success. It's slavery with better branding and better marketing. We treat burnout like a badge of honor and like our peace as laziness. It's like society's got a broken definition of success, in my opinion. And that's what I want to talk about here. And hopefully, as we talk about this, it kind of changes people's minds and makes you think about what success is for you. So again, society's broken definition of success. We're told success looks like a car, a job title, a certain size house, the grind. But that's not success. That's marketing. It's the highlight reel we've all been sold. We live in a world that worships the guy that works 80 hours a week, but we give a side eye to the guy who takes a walk with his kids at 3 p.m. We equate success with income, not impact. We measure our status by square footage instead of self-respect. The algorithm rewards appearance, not alignment. And when I say alignment, alignment is basically just living in alignment with your beliefs and your values. Not very flashy sometimes. And that's why it doesn't show up in the algorithm, on social media. So, comparison is the thief of joy is one of my favorite quotes, probably of all time. We scroll through Instagram, see someone's highlight reel, and instantly we start grading our lives against theirs. Comparison. The problem is you're comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's movie trailer. Like we know the day-to-day grind, all of the not sexy stuff in our own lives. But when we look at somebody else's live on Instagram, their life is what they want you to see. And it's so easy to forget that. It's so easy. So comparison turns gratitude into resentment. And before you know it, you're chasing someone else's definition of enough. I want you to think about that. Maybe you're not behind. Maybe you're just running someone else's race. At some point, you have to stop living by society's scoreboard and redefine what winning looks like for you. Maybe success for you is having time to train, cook dinner, or be there with your kids. Maybe it's peace. Maybe it's freedom, creative control, not a bigger paycheck. It doesn't always have to be about the bigger paycheck, the bigger house, the bigger boat, the better car. whatever it is, whatever success is for you, you make sure you choose it. You make sure you define it. Don't let the culture define it. Don't let society define it. Don't let an Instagram influencer define it. Don't let me define it. Only you can define it. The goal isn't to look successful. It's to feel successful. So I want you to think of a couple things here. And I want you to comment it below. Choose one of them. I'll give you 3. Okay, I wrote these down because I feel like they're impactful and people should take some time to think about them. So, comment the answer to one of them, all right? First one. What does success actually mean to you? Not what you were told it should mean. Okay? 2. Do you feel like you're chasing your own goals or someone else's expectations? And the last one. What's one thing that used to define success for you but doesn't anymore? To wrap things up here, the world will always try to convince you that success means more money, more noise, more grind. But real success might be less pressure, less pretending, less chaos. At the end of the day, success isn't how high you climb. It's how at peace you are once you get there. But you have to define what that is ahead of time, or you will just chase your tail forever. Stop chasing applause. Start chasing alignment, like we talked about earlier. Because that's what real success feels like. Real success feels like having the ability to live your life in alignment with your values, your beliefs, what you want to get out of life. Thank you so much for watching. Again, my name is Seth. If you got something out of this video, please like, comment, subscribe. Helps the channel out a lot. And if you're still doom scrolling, check out one of these videos right over here because I'm sure it's right up your alley. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. All right, chat. That was it. That was that one. Boom. One down. Just like that. Boom. One take. What'd you all think? Love to see you guys comment. Would love to see you comment about what you think needs to change in your life to align with the success that you want. What needs to change in your life to align with the success that you want? Hey, Herbie. Welcome back, man. Is it like 3 a.m. over there again for you? Literally just got done doing the first topic, which was about defining success on your own terms so that you can live a more Fulfilling life that is in alignment with what you want. 245 exactly. Wow, that's crazy. Are you a night owl, Herbie? You just can't sleep, or do you work swing shifts, or what's the deal? I think it was like really late last time that you popped on here too. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. It's almost 3:00 in the morning. You jump right on my live stream, which is hilarious because it's 8:45 at night here where I am. So that's cool. That's pretty cool. But I actually think this time you're not on the vertical live stream. I think you're on the other one. So can you see that Q&A that I have where it says ask me anything? Do you see that in the chat right now? I'm still trying to figure it out because I have two different streams going on right now, and one has access to certain tools and the other one does not. So it's a little confusing which one's which. I still think it's pretty crazy somebody's watching from Germany. A nocturnal animal, huh? Yeah. Yeah, some people, I mean, as long as you're still getting your like 6.5, 7 hours of sleep every night, then hey, you do you know? Maybe the other guy will jump into chat again too. The one that was the jazz player. I forget his name now. I forget his Joe. Yeah. Maybe Joe will jump back in here. I like talking to people all around the world. That's pretty sweet. That's kind of like what I like to do in between like the segments where I'm filming for the videos. It's cool to like, I don't know, hear where people are from and see what they're up to, and I don't know, kind of just connect with my subscribers and stuff. I don't know, it's friggin' really cool. All right, I think I'm going to throw another poll up in the chat. Let me end this. End Q&A. All right, let's get another poll going on here. Let's see. Let me think of something amazing right now. What would you rather have right now? Let's see. Let's see. All right. New poll in the chat. What would you rather have right now? More money, more time, or more happiness? Let me know. Let me know. Get those votes in. I think I'll wait for people to vote and then I'll give my opinion. I'll tell you what I think I would rather, well, what I would like more of right now. If you're on the vertical feed right now and you don't see the poll, just type in 1 for money, 2 for time, and 3 for happiness. Throw it in the chat. Yeah. Yeah, I agree, Herbie. So Herbie said, we need more people like you with a positive attitude because of the world situation with war, for example, so close to Europe. Yeah, no, I agree. Like, I think I want to, like, I don't want to, like, avoid topics like that because I think they need to be talked about, but I would like to have a place where, like, we all can, like, a community where people can just kind of just, I want to say, like, be themselves, but like, you know, ask each other something. Like the other day when you asked me, like, what I thought of the current, like, U.S. political, you know, position. It was nice to be able to just tell you what I thought as, you know, a U.S. citizen, and it's cool to be able to ask, like, questions of, you know, Germany and stuff like that without getting our information straight through some of these media websites like, you know, CNN or the BBC or whatever, which always puts a spin on it. It gets so exhausting. The spin gets so exhausting. So it looks like right now, most people would like more money. Seems that way anyways. Or it's split. More time, more money. Okay. Yeah. So I think this is how I would look at the poll right now. So if you haven't, please vote. What would you rather have right now? More money, more time, more happiness? I personally lean more towards more time because that is the ultimate finite resource, right? Like, we're only on this planet for a set amount of time. And, you know, like, you can't take money with you. Now, I know, like, a lot of people will say, well, hey, if you have more money, then that will give you more happiness. And if you have more money, that'll give you more free time. And I think, yes, to a degree. But if you look at, like, some of the most wealthy people, God, they're so miserable. They're so miserable. And I think there's something, like, when you look at that, there's something to be said there, you know? Like, if money really truly brought people more happiness, then these millionaires and stuff, billionaires, would be ecstatic all the time. And they're not. Because I think the key to happiness is meaning and purpose. And with meaning and purpose gives you happiness, right? And so I think sometimes, like, having more money doesn't give you a purpose. Having more money doesn't give you meaning, but it gives you more time. So then if you use that time towards your purpose, it could make you more happy, you know? Yeah. So, philosophy of progress, the younger people will vote for more money, the older people, more time. Yeah, and maybe some for happiness. More time to create more happiness. Yeah. Yeah, I like, so I just got done filming that segment about um basically that, like defining your success. I think COVID changed a lot for me, to be honest. Like, I was prior to COVID, I was in that like grind, work more hours, get more money, on that sort of like path. And then when COVID happened and everything fell apart, and we all had to take some time off. Um it made me sort of realize what life would be like if I did not have to get up and work every day. And then at the same time, like, it also showed how everything can just go away like that, like everything can just vanish. The career that you were working towards, like, no one saw something like COVID coming, for the most part. And then boom, it's like, businesses closed, people lost their jobs. I had a job that was like, you would say it was healthcare. And, I got laid off from that. And I was like, I thought I had the most secure job in the world. Everybody needs healthcare, is what I thought. And then, still got laid off. So it almost like broke me out of the hamster wheel or something. You know what I mean? Like, did that happen to you guys too? Like, did it kind of snap you out of like the rat race a little bit and say like, hey, maybe, like, for me, it was like, it made me think, hey, how can I adjust my life in a way where I feel like I am actually living life, versus just chasing paychecks. Yeah, I would like to know, like, was I the only one that had that little bit of a shift in my priorities? I think there's definitely people out there that also had the same shift, but not everybody has like the same ability to make that happen for them at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, I was in a little bit of a unique situation where I was able to make some changes and not really sacrifice much and gain a lot of time. Because depending on how old you are, that time period is definitely going to be, it's like, well, prior to that, I felt like 9/11 kind of defined my generation. But I think COVID overshadows that, like, stepping outside of the hamster wheel, exactly the same. Say, we have saying in German, Hamsterrad. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Stepping out of the hamster wheel, exactly the same saying we have in German. Yeah, I think it's a pretty common saying, just because it's like everybody knows what that means. You know what I mean? You look over, you see the hamster just running on the wheel in the cage, and it's like, yeah, same meaning. I got you. Yeah. It's like, no one needs to explain to you that hamster is working very hard and will never go anywhere. It might get off that wheel, but it's not getting out of that cage on its own unless, the owner lets it out. But yeah, so I think that was COVID was my big wake up call for sure. It was my big wake up call. It was my big wake up call that like I needed to sort of like bulletproof my life a little bit. You know what I mean? Like against the unknowns a little bit. And who knows what the next thing is? We were just talking about AI, right? It's like I don't know what everybody does for work, but I'm really hoping that you're taking this AI thing seriously. And if you have, you know, more than 20 years until you retire, I really hope you're like really trying to like diversify your income streams so that you can, if one gets shut down for whatever reason, you have something else coming in. And I think that was one of the biggest things that COVID showed me. You know, it was like, holy shit, like I'm not able to work for a living. Like it's not that I can't find a job. It was like that I cannot work. They wouldn't let me work. That's a weird thing. Like no one's really thinking of that happening to them. I mean, some people will say that. They'll be like, actually, I predicted it. I thought of that. Yeah, okay, whatever. But most people on that hamster wheel were not thinking about that, you know? They did not see that coming. Yeah, COVID-19 was like the world's biggest social experiment on so many different levels, and I think that we're not even gonna like see. I don't think we're gonna see like the full scope of things until, you know, 15, 20 years later. I think that's when a lot of things start to, I don't want to say like the truth about things start to come out, but it takes a while to see how things go down in the history books. You know what I mean? Like, how will that time period be looked back on in 20 years? Like, will the consensus be that we did the right thing, or the consensus be that, you know, we dropped the ball in some areas or could have done better in other areas? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it takes so long for the truth to come out. And I really, by the truth, I mean sort of like how it all shakes out and everybody's viewpoint on it. Man, what a crazy time, though. That was a crazy time. Crazy time to be alive. But I will say it was the first time in my life that I was like seriously thinking about like, holy shit, is this the end? You know, like, is this the end? And it was also the kind of the beginning of when I was like, I need to stop paying attention to mainstream media as much, because I caught myself like just like refreshing the websites and, you know, watching whatever, CNN or MSNBC or Fox or whatever, you know, and they were all just spinning doom and gloom. And I was like, all right, you know, like, okay, I know it might be bad, but I really feel like some of this is performative and driving up clicks and engagement on their platforms. And you know what I mean? Because unfortunately, just like bad things get more press. What do the newspapers used to say? Like, if it bleeds, it leads, you know? I think about that a lot now. And I knew it before, but 2020 really made me realize, like, all right, there's a lot of fear mongering going on all the time on these networks. you know? All the time. It's like pretty much all they do is just push fear. Fear on people. So that poll was split. The poll was split. More money, more time. No one chose more happiness. That's interesting. I think because everybody knew the goal was more happiness, but it was like, how do you get there? More money? Do you get there with more money or do you get there with more time? The music go. Let me turn the music back on for a minute. There we go. Let's listen to some chill music for a bit. I'm going to end that poll. So Herbie, I asked this earlier. I asked the chat this earlier. And it was a poll. And I asked, what does everybody want to improve on the most, like right now? And the options were relationships, career, and self-improvement. Relationships, career, self-improvement. What would you want to improve on the most right now out of those? Excuse me. Nice. Excuse me. Couple more minutes and we'll jump into the last talking point. Last topic. We'll call it a topic. We'll jump into last topic here in a little bit. And that one is going to be on time. Managing your time. Hey, Herbie, thanks for stopping in again. I appreciate it, man. Definitely appreciate it. Always appreciate your support. If you can't catch the live streams, check out some of my videos on my channel. I basically talk about all this stuff on my channel. So yeah, give them a watch. There's even like a self-improvement playlist and stuff like that. So, but yeah, take care. Hope you have a good night. Again, thanks for popping in. And yeah, I hope I get more followers and all that stuff. Appreciate it. Still stock, yes. That's right. Yeah. Yes, we'll jump into that topic here in just a second. I was just checking a couple things. I think the stream quality is pretty good. I'm not really sure if increasing the the internet speed did anything or not, but hey, more the better, right? More power. See you, Herbie. Take care, man. Get some sleep. Everybody's night owls, man. It's pretty cool talking to somebody in Germany, though. That's pretty cool. These polls have been pretty successful. I'm going to throw another one up in the chat here. What should I do for a poll? What should I do for a poll? Let me type this out here. Let's see. All right. There we go. New poll in the chat. Do you spend more time watching YouTube Shorts, YouTube videos, or YouTube live streams? So the unfortunate part about that is that poll only goes over to it only goes over to like the horizontal format. So I don't think people that are watching me on the vertical format can actually see that. Unless you can. If you're watching me in the vertical format, you know, the skinny thing, can you just comment and just drop me a comment, say, you know, like if you can see the poll or not. I don't think you can, but I would like to know. Just let me know if can you see it? Can you not? I'm curious. I don't think you can, which is unfortunate. Not on mobile. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. What's old Sid Vicious up to tonight? You chilling? sandwich. Nice. I actually had one for dinner. I was like, all right, I want to, all right, time for dinner. And then I looked at the mountain of dishes that I would have had to have done in order to then cook something. And I was like, fuck it, I'm just doing a sandwich. I was like, turkey, cheese, 2 slices of bread, some mayo, boom, dinner. It's still shocking to me though, because I swapped over to just purely paper plates, paper plates, paper bowls, plastic silverware, and yet I still get a sink full of dishes, and I don't have a dishwasher, so it's annoying. It's disheartening. First world problems, I guess. But I will say, switching to paper plates and paper bowls and plastic silverware and all that stuff absolutely cut down on the bullshit of having to do dishes. Now, so much so that I'm probably a little spoiled, and I'm like, I gotta wash out like a pot or a pan. That's too much. Yeah. That's my life hack, I think. Switching over to paper bowls, paper plates. My life hack. Yeah. That's true. But where I live, there's a dumpster, so I don't have to do the whole like go to the actual dump. So that part doesn't really bother me all that much, because it's just like, I'll just walk, right outside and chuck it in the dumpster. But if I had to do something with my own trash and take it somewhere, yeah, then I'd probably go back to like washing, plates and bowls and all that stuff. But I ain't about that life right now. So we went over, we did, my first topic was on basically defining success and what it means for you, and not what society tells you success looks like. That was the first topic. And then the second topic that I'm going to kick off here in a minute is basically about being more protective about your free time, saying no to things and not feeling guilty, that type of a thing. So that'll come up here in just a few minutes. And then was just chatting with folks in between the segment here, and then was going to jump into the next one. So last week we had a lot of people from like Europe in here, which was pretty sweet. Not something I was expecting. Had some German viewers, German subscribers. I think next week too, I think I want to figure out how I don't know how it'll show up in mobile or not, but I don't know. Maybe I can figure out how to only show it in the horizontal view, but there's a lot of those like little silly games on YouTube, those little browser games. I think that'd be kind of fun to just dick around and play one of those while I chat with people in between segments. Give people something to look at too, you know, besides just me. Still getting over a little bit of a cold too, unfortunately. Yeah. So YouTube is doing this thing where, so right now I have to run a program that multi-streams it. So it will do a horizontal stream and then it creates another stream for vertical. And that is what will show up in mobile for people. But they are rolling it out soon where you'll be able to just stream it as one and it will go to both places, but it won't show up as two streams. I won't have two chats. Like, that will be, I think that'll be pretty sweet. Cause right now you can do it, but it's like a little janky, you know? It's like a little bit of like a hacky workaround, and it will be nice when that's not a thing. Yes. Yeah, splitting your views. Yeah, because it's, you would think like as big as YouTube is that like everything would be known and it would be very clear and all that stuff. But so in order to get monetized, you need to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. So videos count towards that watch time, and normal horizontal live streams count towards that watch time. However, YouTube Shorts do not count towards that watch time, and people aren't really sure about what the live stream on mobile, if it does count or if it doesn't count. You would think it would just be very clear, but I guess not. So in my mind, I would assume that when they roll out that feature and it does kind of like merge into one, that the watch time, no matter where people are watching, will count towards that 4,000 hours. I'm assuming, because that would be even more muddy, you know? Even more muddy if that's the way it worked. All right. Bring up the next topic here. Kill that music. Yeah, so this segment, I've dubbed it saying no to things you don't want to do. Saying no to things you don't want to do. It's a little bit of a skill. All right, let's get it. Second segment. All right. You ever get that invite to a wedding, a party? some family thing and your gut immediately says, I don't want to go. But then the guilt kicks in. You start convincing yourself they'll be disappointed. It's the right thing to do. All that, right? Here's the truth. You don't owe anyone your time just because they asked for it. You don't owe anyone your weekend just because they sent you an invitation. It's basically a social guilt trap. Let me explain. We've been raised to think saying no makes us rude, selfish, disloyal, especially when it comes to big life events like weddings, birthdays, reunions. But a lot of the time, that guilt isn't about caring, it's about pressure. We confuse our support with our attendance. Being loyal doesn't mean being available for every event someone throws. Time is the only non-refundable currency. And it's so important to think of it that way. Time is the one thing you cannot earn back, yet we treat it like it's free. We'll guard our money tighter than we'll guard our weekends. But once that time is gone, it's gone. We spend so much time trying not to disappoint others that we end up disappointing ourselves. You'll never regret protecting your time, but you'll always regret wasting it. Now, I'm not saying every time you go to a wedding, you're wasting your time. However, there's been times when I've gotten home from something like that where I have felt obligated to go, and I was like, that was a waste of time. And the older I get, I'm more in this quiet no mindset. You know? Saying no doesn't have to be dramatic. You don't owe anyone a 5-paragraph essay, a simple, I can't make it, but I hope it's great. That's enough. You're allowed to choose peace over presence. You're not missing out by saying no. Most of the time, you're just protecting your peace, your free time, and you're spending it the way that you want to. So I have a couple things that I want people to think about. I would love for you to comment. You know, I'm going to give you 4. I'm going to give you 4 things to think about. And I would love for you to pick one and comment it below. Number 1. What's something you said yes to that you immediately regretted? 2. Why do we feel guilty saying no, even when we know we should say no? Would you rather disappoint someone else or disappoint yourself? That was number 3. Number 4, how many weekends do you think you've spent doing things you didn't want to do? Choose one of those. Comment below, because I would love to hear it. You only get so many weekends in your life. Spend them on people and moments that fill you, not ones that drain you. The older I get, the more I realize peace, time, and energy are worth way more than any social approval. Final takeaway. If the thought of going makes you feel heavy, like that feeling in your stomach, that dread, that's your gut telling you the answer already. The sooner you start listening to that, the more free you're going to feel. I hope that makes you think about things a little bit differently. Hopefully it makes you realize that that guilt that you're putting on yourself is literally you putting it on yourself. Because the moment you don't give a fuck anymore, that guilt goes away. It's non-existent. It's not real. So, thank you very much for watching. My name is Seth. If you got something out of this video, please like, comment, subscribe. Helps the channel out immensely. And if you're still doom scrolling, check out a video over here because I'm pretty sure it's right up your alley. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. All right. Second topic done. Boom. Let's get the music going. Let's get after it. Nice. Nice. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. How is the like the stream quality? I did some internet changes. Thank you. Thank you. I did some internet changes, and that means bitrate adjustments and all that stuff. So I'm wondering if I don't know if it improved anything, because I don't really know if it was an issue before. You know what I mean? But as long as both feeds are coming through good, sound good, look good, that's all that really matters. Yeah. Yeah, that was kind of what I was thinking too. I had 100 up, 100 down, and then I switched over to 300 up, 300 down. It's fiber. And that let me, I think I probably could have pushed a higher resolution anyways, but I think I'm doing like 1440p right now. And before I was doing 1080. And with the multi-streaming, I was like, you know what? Let me just give myself a little bit of headroom, a little bit of wiggle room, so to speak, you know? So, yeah. I don't know. I think the, like that last topic that we just talked about, saying no to things, I think I had an ex-girlfriend, I swear to God, she must have been like on everybody's wedding list or some shit. And it was like, I'm not even kidding. One summer, we had like seven like different weddings to go to. And it was like ridiculous. You know, I felt like the summer was gone because of other people's decisions to get married. It's like, hey, listen, it's your decision to get married. Like, why are you bringing me into this? It's your fault. Like, you did this to yourself, you know? You did this to yourself. I don't have to support it. So I'll send him a gift. Send him a gift card or some shit. Yeah. Seven, and it was the shitty thing too, was like they weren't even my friends. They were like her friends, but like weren't even like her best friends. It was just like people she knew, but she was like very very like responsive to guilt. You know what I mean? Like guilt really like like drove her life. Yes, some were definitely far, you know, like, yeah, like a couple that was like, oh, we gotta go and we gotta stay overnight, we gotta rent a hotel and all this stuff. I'm like, holy shit. Now I'm like actually spending time and money on it. I was like, oh, I don't even go to weddings now though. Like, you know, when you get divorced, do I get my gift back? You know? Like, especially when it's like their second marriage or whatever. I'm like, yay, all right, let's pretend. Let's pretend like this is gonna work out. This one will work. uh yeah, I thought about doing like those games or whatever, but like I'm definitely not going to like be trying to like stream Apex Legends or something like that at the same time. That's not really the type of stream I'm going for. Last week was great. Last week we had a whole bunch of people popping in. You know, I think my concurrent viewing was like, I think I had 23 viewers at the same time and stuff like that, and chat was going and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. That's a lot easier to stream when that happens, you know, like one of those is, it's easy because you can ask people questions and get feedback. And now I figured out this poll thing, so that's pretty cool. So I'll probably do more of that. I'll think of like some good polls to run during the streams and whatnot. Yeah, then I'll clip those 2 segments and make a video out of it. Make 2 videos out of it. Bada boom. Just like easy as making a ham sammy for dinner instead of cooking something fancy. The other thing I think I want to do is, I think with the higher bit rate or the higher internet, I think it will allow me to run less of a delay too, which would be pretty cool. It does make it it makes it easier talking to people when I ask a question and they answer right away. Because right now I think there's like probably at least 20 seconds or so. Wonder. know where those. How do I get to those games? They're called something. What the hell are they called? Playables. YouTube Playables. Huh. I'm gonna have to find some of these. These look a little. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Definitely have to check that out. Yeah. Yeah. The interaction thing is fun. Like that's like I think I'm actually probably gonna like just go live. But I'll still have like my Thursday like this time section, you know, to still like go live or whatever. But I think I might just like go live randomly during the day some too. If like I'm just sitting here doing nothing, I'll throw up a live and see if I can get engagement, you know? Might as well. I don't know. Like I'll probably save the segments for Thursdays, you know, like the talking points or whatever. But just like going live at 1 o'clock on a Tuesday or something and chatting with people, which is pretty cool because not all of my subscribers are US East Coast, you know? So, yeah. I think I'm coming up on 1,500 subscribers now, which is pretty crazy because I feel like it was like just last week that I just broke 1,000. Yeah, I think if I multi-stream to like a gaming platform, I think I'll probably do Kick because Twitch is very particular about their rules, and especially when it comes to multi-streaming and stuff like that. Like it's kind of weird. Like you can't even mention, like you can't. It's they're cooked, to be honest. But right now I'm kind of trying to focus on just on YouTube, just to kind of build the funnel. I got a book coming out. Hopefully it's ready to rock and roll for the holiday season. That would be sweet. Right now it's like off with the, I don't even know what you call them, like the formatters, I guess. Like they're the ones that make sure that the book can, like, it looks good in Kindle, paperback, hardcover, you know. They know all of the things. So, but hopefully the book is done by the holiday season, because I would really love to be able to you know, get that out and sharing it around, you know, before. I think it'll be pretty cool. And then with this first book that I wrote, it was a little bit of a learning process, obviously. You know, how to publish it and all that stuff, you know. But then I'm hoping that I can kind of like just roll on and do more. But I'm waiting to start like another one until I walk this one through start to finish, just to make sure like I didn't miss some massive massive step or something, you know. Like, oh shit, I forgot to do that thing. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I kind of want to have, like, definitely, like, the book is more about that. But it's still more life centered. I've thought about doing more with that, but I kind of want to diversify a little bit, you know? Like, I want to have something that is not jujitsu related and can cater to anybody, you know, that type of thing. There'll definitely be some like crossover for sure, but it's also kind of refreshing to like not always be talking about that, I guess, you know. But yeah, this first book definitely is more centered around jiu-jitsu and life. I don't know what the next book will be about. Like, I have a couple ideas, but definitely seeming to stay in the realm of like self-help, motivational, like philosophical. I don't even know if you'd say it's philosophical, kind of like light philosophy, you know? Without also being like without being like the Seinfeld of the channel, you know? I don't want to be like, what's up with peanuts these days? Has anybody noticed? What is the deal with whatever, you know? Has anybody noticed what's with all these wedding invitations? I was talking about this earlier, but do you know the streamer Hassan Piker? Do you see the thing now, like I don't even know if it's like controversy, but do you see all the memes and stuff about him zapping his dog with the shock collar? The internet is, I swear to God, the internet is undefeated. Some of the memes that they have, oh my God. It's like, they are like tearing him apart. I think one of the funniest ones I saw was they use like AI to make Hassan look like Raiden from Mortal Kombat, the guy like shoots the lightning or whatever. They made him look like that, and then like he's like like zapping the dog. Oh my God, there's so many funny ones. And it's like, it's not funny he zapped his dog. It's just the internet is undefeated. I swear to God, they can come up with some funny shit. But yeah, it's just this whole controversy right now. I feel bad for the dog. Because like clearly he gets a little angry sometimes, and apparently like takes it out on the dog, you know? Yeah, there was one that was like an old clip, from a movie where some dog is like turning into something, and so it's like, ah! It's like getting shocked, but like it's not in the movie. It's not getting shocked, but it looks like it is, like old school, like lightning effects, you know, like ooh, something's happening or whatever. But they they did it as like Hassan and his dog. It's like, oh my god. Fucking Christ. Was that what it was? Weird science? Let me see if I can find it. I want to find it now. What is this? Let me see if I can. Give me one moment. This one says Hassan when there's a sale on shock collars. I wish I could just like. Ah, is this it? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't know how to make this big. I don't think I can. There's so many. Yeah, that one. But the one that I saw, it was like there's like a kid talking to it first, you know? I bet if I went to There's got to be some on this one. What is this? Hell yeah. America. Where I wouldn't have had to make my own sandwich earlier. I wouldn't have had to make my own sandwich earlier. That's bullshit. Here it is. This is a different one, but this is one of the AI ones. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Anyways. Sometimes I wish I had like the ability to like make memes and GIFs like that, because I have funny ideas in my head, but I don't have the skills to make it happen, you know? but I think they're funny. Again, I don't think it's funny he shocked his dog. Yeah, that's true. I could just ask Gemini to make it happen. Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's getting crazy. Like, it is getting nutty. Like, what it can do and how real it can look too. Like, you can tell it to make something and it's freaking so funny. The other funny one that I saw was, it was like they drew around the dog's bed. So like the dog and the dog's bed was Gaza, and then there was a line that said like Israel on like Hassan's side, and the dog like steps off and like puts his paw like past, or her, she puts her paw like past the line, and then he's like turns around and zaps her like Raiden or whatever. Freaking stupid. Oh man. It's like, dude, people are like seriously like pushing the envelope. Like they were coming up with so many things. I watched it on a stream earlier, and I just don't know where they were finding it on. Like maybe it's on X. Oh, whatever. Don't make me sign in just to view it. There's this one. Jesus. Oh my god. Yeah, no, for real. He absolutely, like, in my mind, he absolutely shocked the dog. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, yells something. He's like, God, what are you doing? And then he, like, looks over here and his hand, like, goes, "Er," and then it's like, boom. And then it yelps or whatever, you know? Poor dog, too. Seems like a sweet dog. God, there were so many earlier. I just don't know where they were. There's so many people like just absolutely going in on him. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I think too. Like he had yelled at the dog and shocked the dog so many times that he like just completely forgot like it was actually on live stream. And then like, you know, obviously like it's a pretty divisive topic of like using a shock collar to train a dog, etc. Some people are like, yeah, some people are like, absolutely not. I think in Europe it's like animal abuse, or at least it's just like it's not allowed or whatever. But the more irritating thing to me is he's not going to get banned for it. He's not getting in trouble for it. And there was that one streamer that like threw her cat, and when you watch it, if I remember correctly, like she didn't really like throw the cat. She was like, get out of here, and like did one of those. I'm pretty sure. It was a while ago. I'd have to go back. But she got like banned for like a decent amount of time for that. And that cat was fine. It landed on its, I think it like landed on the bed or something. You know what I mean? I'd have to go and look again though. Maybe my memory is like completely making that up. But I was pretty sure that it wasn't really that crazy. And since he's like the golden child of Twitch or whatever, you know, he won't get in trouble at all. And he clearly caused that dog pain, you know, like it yelped. Which means that collars, it's probably cranked up quite a bit, you know? And now like other videos are surfacing of like him with his old pit bull that he had. He like grabs it by the tail once and like drags it kind of and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah. Like he should have just been honest. Or at least he could have said like, my bad, I meant to hit the vibrate button, I hit the shock button. My bad, I'm sorry, you know, get up and console the dog or whatever. But he's like trying to cover up for it. He's like, this, you know, this collar is only capable of vibrating. And then people like the internet's like, hold my beer. They go and they find the exact model of the shock collar and show that it's like, you know, and he should have just been honest. He shouldn't have lied. Cause now it's a thing. Now it's a big thing. Now the internet detectives are like all over him. I can't stand him anyways, but I definitely don't consume his content or anything, but like it is funny that he's getting roasted. My opinion, he's deserving of the roast. No, sir, I don't. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what happened to his other dog. Hassan continues to deny the Kaya shot caller allegations. Most well-trained, spoiled, best kept after dog on the planet is actually being abused. Suspect it's coming from crazy haters. Yeah, in my evil villain lair. Good thing I didn't hit the trapdoor button. That part's actually kind of that part's a little funny. I don't know where all the freaking other memes went though. There were some good ones. The other thing that was really interesting is he said he adopted this dog from a shelter, but it just happens to be like the most expensive breed. Therefore, like, why was it even at a shelter? You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure he just bought the dog and didn't want to act like he had to go through the whole like, no, like I checked the shelters first and all that stuff, you know? Like, because that would be I don't even know. Not very socialist of him to go and just buy a dog. He had to rescue a dog. Somehow someone didn't want to make like thousands of dollars, you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Oh, this $5,000 dog just ended up at a shelter. Weird. Yeah. Weird. interesting. All right. I'm going to call it there. We'll be back for sure next Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But probably going to be hopping on live just randomly throughout the day now and then, hanging out with everybody. So I will catch you all then.